They're trying to give this game away. 2 minutes left, and the Steelers have the ball.
Oh, man. Who are they playing?
Down 3. Washington.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Yep. I knew it would be a scrub team that broke their I know
it always is that way.
Yep. That's how it is.
That is how it is, man. Well, hopefully they pull out something. How many minutes are left?
It was just over 2 minutes, and the Steelers were getting the ball back. Down 3.
All right, so it's possible they want to just give everybody a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, they won just about every game they won this year was like this, so we'll see.
Right.
You know, they lost Bud Dupree, so that was a big loss after losing our middle linebacker, you know?
Yeah. Are they going to get him back before the playoffs?
No, he's out for the season.
I know, Ron. I know. I had
out for the season too.
Wow. So that's not good.
No, not coming into the stretch here, because T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree were leading the league in tandem sacks, so that was a big loss.
Wow.
What's up, fella? Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. We're here. We got a couple of legends in here, dude. And I'm not including myself. We're talking about you two.
Oh, Mangini, insane collection, man.
Yeah, I know.
Your audio was muffled. I didn't hear anything.
So you got an insane collection, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So Ron said that Washington's ball with 1:59 left.
Washington got the ball back.
That's what he said. He said Steelers threw a pick.
Are you messing with me?
No, that's what Ron says right here. Ron Fig. He said Steelers threw a pick. Washington has the ball with 1:59 left.
That's the end of the streak. I knew it would be a scrub team. I knew it.
Man, I'm blaming Bob. That's who I'm blaming. Dude.
Steelers never try to put a team away when they can. They always try to sit on a lead, and every game comes down to the wire.
I think you even mentioned this about the coach just a couple days ago when we were doing our last talk.
Well, not just this coach. Every coach we have. Cowher was the same way. He would sit on a 3-point lead for 3 quarters because he had that great defense. And, it usually worked out for him. But when it would come playoff time and they would do that against Tom Brady or something, it always came back, it backfired. Because, you can't sit on a small lead against Brady in the fourth quarter. You just can't do it.
No. Apparently, you can't do it either with Washington.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, Matt Ryan can agree with that.
So how have you been doing, Ray?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Have you picked up any Ichiros recently?
Oh yeah, always got them coming in. Slowing down.
I'm looking forward to your next video.
Yeah, I'm behind. I try to keep my videos 10 minutes or less, so I'm behind. I need to get caught up before the end of the year.
Yeah,
I try to keep mine short too. Short,
right,
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I always, I gotta say, because I work from home now, I always like having videos on in the background where I can watch and listen or whatnot. But then when they're nice and long, I don't have to worry about getting up and changing and all that. So like you guys, it's like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 8 minutes. It's like I'm always hopping up every couple of minutes, like switching to new videos, trying to watch them all. So I was going to ask you all. It's getting close to Christmas. I want to ask you all this. I kind of got the idea. I don't know if you all watched Bench Clear. They had a video up today or yesterday about as a collector, what has been your favorite gift you ever received as a kid or as an adult during the holidays for Christmas? Or is there one? Maybe there isn't, but
Like
Well,
sports related, like card related, or
Yeah, like sports related, like sports hobby. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be like somebody mentioned a pack of cards that their parents got them every year. They put them in the stocking, and every year they knew every Christmas they just pulled out packs, and that they were 9, 10 years old. They loved it. That's perfect. So it doesn't have to be anything like $8,000 card.
Well, at one time, this was one of them. This is an Antonio Brown autographed helmet.
Oh, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, before he went and lost his mind.
Right. Right. Oh man, yeah. Oh man.
I guess mine would have to be let's say like 90. There were several sets that my mom had got me for Christmas. I know one of them was 1990 Bowman. Just stuff at that time I was really big on. I liked it. And, they're loaded with rookie cards. Bowman was known for rookie cards for years. So I remember picking up the package and it was soft. So I was like, oh man, it's closed. But what she did, she took the clothes and then wrapped them around the set so I wouldn't know they were inside.
Nice. Yeah. That's very, very good there.
Yeah, that one stands out.
Yeah. I never really got cards for Christmas. I got my aunt gave me when I was little a bucket at Easter. It was like an Easter bucket basket, and it was just loaded with baseball cards. And that's the one Easter basket I remember that stands out as my favorite of all time. I could still see that yellow basket with all those packs of cards in there.
That is awesome. That's cool. That's cool. So some people,
any day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would much rather that for sure. So Yanks fan 7 here, New York Yanks fan 7. Ron said 20 seconds left. Washington field goal attempt. 23-17. Washington 17 seconds left. Kicking off.
17 seconds. So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. And then the Yanks fan 7 said, when I was 11, I got a carton of Dorels. Got some smoke.
Did you say NY Yanks fan 7's on?
Yeah, he's on. Yep.
Oh, he has to see what I just got today.
Oh, you better sit down. Here he comes. Let's see what he got. Oh, nice. That's right.
Wow.
Now, what year is that? Is that 64?
No, this is a 1968 Topps poster. They're pretty rare.
Is that graded or was that just you just did it framed?
No, I buy these frames.
Okay.
If anybody has any of these snap-in frames are 13 by 19 and they fit them perfectly.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That looks like it's a pretty good shape.
I have the
Hey, what's up, Diego? Thanks for popping in, dude.
I have the Clemente back here.
Oh, nice.
I got the Maze. I have the Yaz. I have a Drysdale. They're really tough, especially.
Yeah, New York Yankees fan goes, you always manage to find all the rare stuff.
Yeah, they're so oversized, right? So it's really hard to find them in great condition because they were hard to store. And then I actually have a wrapper that these came in.
Wow. How much were they? How much were they when they first came out?
They were 5 cents. 5 cents.
5 cents. Heck of a deal. I'll give you 50 cents right now, John, and take them. I'll give you a couple quarters.
Yep, and I got my second error 34 Butterfinger Jimmy Fox in too.
Nice. That's the one with only 1X, right?
Yeah. Now the other one I showed was a 5.5, but I'll tell you what, this is I think sharper.
Are you gonna send them in to get graded?
These are so flimsy, I won't send them in for grading because I don't trust that somebody won't tear them. They're so fragile.
Yanks fan 7 said, I don't think those posters are gonna fit in the casket, dude.
It's gonna be a big hole.
It's gonna be like the pharaohs, right? The pharaohs. You're gonna have like a whole catacomb full of your stuff.
I'm gonna get buried in a U-Haul.
Just drive it right in, and there you go. Oh my god,
load it up.
Yeah, I don't know if you were seeing in Day of the Dead. George A. Romero filmed it there in Pittsburgh. but there's like all these underground caverns they found in Pittsburgh that were like mining shafts or something from back in the day. I mean, they could just put you down there, put all your collection in one of those rooms, and you're good to go. You're set, you know?
I don't know. Those are all like caving in now. I wouldn't trust.
Oh, maybe not. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? IPTTL.
Hey, Jeremy.
He's here. We got Diego. We got Yanks fan. We got Ron. We got Jeremy. That's nice. A few people jumping in and saying hello. Thank you. So, all right. Let's see here. So I was going to ask you, Ray, are you looking to try to finish up anything specifically before the end of the year, Ichiro-wise, or are you just kind of still doing what you normally do, or is there any specific thing you're trying to catch before the end of the year?
At this point, I'm just trying to my main focus is all the rookies, any parallels and things like that. So, it's a lot of competition lately in the last year and a half for all that stuff. So, a couple of the ones I'm missing are, numbered to 25. So those are going to be extremely tough to find. Out of the 3 I'm missing, I've only seen one of them for sale in the last 10 years. So.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, wow. So, John, I haven't noticed. I know, like, during the summer, you're on a big kick getting the Minko cards, the Japanese cards, but I haven't seen anything recently. Have you taken a break from that, or have you decided to get more Danica Patrick cards instead, or where are we at?
Well, the Minko cards for me have become I got into them when the market started going through the boom, and I was discovering Japanese cards, and it was way cheaper to buy those. But the thing about them is most of the ones I get are from Japan, and they take like 4 months now in the age of Corona. So it's not as much fun. I have to wait so long. So I do have one on its way.
Okay.
God only knows when it'll get here.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll make it right before your U-Haul shows up.
Right. Maybe.
Don, Field of Dreams cards is here. Hey, what's up, Don? Thanks for popping in, man. We got 8 people watching, so that's good. Appreciate it. If y'all have any questions for myself or John or Ray, let me know. We're just kind of shooting the breeze, the crap, whatever. I don't want to try to keep this HR appropriate for all the kiddos out there. But anyways, so you had mentioned
for Jason. What are you going after this year?
I'm actually wanting to get kind of like what Ray was saying. I want to get a handful of rookie cards of a couple of 80s guys from the 80s. I'm kind of getting the junk era guys I wanted to get. I know some of them are getting kind of ridiculous. Hey, what's up, Dave? Blue Jacket 66. What's up, brother?
What's up,
Dave?
I know Dave said we should get Dave on here. He can make us all. Him and John can have a dick measuring contest.
Hey, Dave, did you win that dog food card?
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that, Dave? Did you win that dog food card John wanted to know? Don said the Steelers dropped it, so they didn't get it. They lost. So he said our Steelers dropped one, man. Of course, it has to be to the Washington team. Of all teams, there's not even a team with a freaking mascot anymore. So, oh my gosh. Dave said it's later this week. It's later in the week. He'll find out, I guess, if you want it or not. So anyways, but yeah. So yeah, I'm looking mostly some of a couple of those 80s cards. I'm bidding on stuff. Actually, to be honest with you, it was kind of weird because I haven't said anything to Bob, and Bob hasn't said anything to me. But the two, I was also been tracking down. I was outbid today, and I'm gonna try to go back and do it again tomorrow or the next couple of days. I'm trying to get a Tony Gwynn and Tony Gwynn and a Greg Maddux autograph card, on-card autograph. I just really, I've been keep getting outbid on the Tony Gwynn every time I'm trying, and it's like in that $50 to $60 range, and I bid up to like 65, and it goes for 68. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost rather be like 105, so I don't feel so bad. But it's like 68 or whatever. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he's probably one of those autographs, a lot of people regret not getting sooner.
Yeah, it's definitely. What's up, Dr. Exclusive? Always can count on you showing up. Appreciate you being here. So the other question I have for you, John, is that starting next year, have you thought about who you're going to vote for the Hall of Fame, YouTube Hall of Fame? Because we got to get that. We got to get that locked down for you and Ray. This is my pitch to you all.
Is it?
I like how you put that into your video. At the very end of your video, you threw that in there. I like that.
Is it happening? This is about the time where Mike would be doing a video on it, isn't it?
I think. Well, he popped on here with us a couple weeks ago. He popped on, and I asked him if he was going to do that, and he said that he always gets a bunch of heat for it, which that's been going on for a couple years now. But he made it sound like he would do it, but I actually haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know, quite frankly. But the only reason why I'm pushing for it is because when I go to the National next year, I was hoping I have a table I can sit up and charge people $20 a pop for my autograph. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for.
Well, Jason, I was going to vote for you, but I heard rumors that you were on the juice.
Yeah, I'm the juice, and that's right. Yeah, that's why I took so many months off. I just felt like I just needed to get back into YouTube shape. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. So, all right, man. So, do you go down? I know you told me before, John. You stay down. Your folks live in South Carolina with you in that area, right?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself next year when things hopefully get back to normal? Do you see yourself heading back up to Pittsburgh for any reason, or is there not much reason for you to go back anymore?
No, I've been wanting to go back. I definitely will go back next year. Yeah.
We got to set up a time so we can go there together. I've been thinking about meeting up with Bob in March, maybe for sometime in March. So if you happen to be free in March, think about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Heinz Museum there has a great baseball card collection. They have a good sports section, but they have a great all the old Pittsburgh Pirate cards. Somebody donated a collection of old tobacco cards and so forth, and it's fabulous. But Pittsburgh, they always have a lot of card shows, a lot of card shops. It's a big sports town, so it's always fun to go back. So maybe we meet up for a show or something.
That'd be awesome.
They have lots of signings.
That's great. If we can try to talk to Phil and they're paying for Ray's ticket, maybe we get Ray to fly up to see us. Because Phil's always buying people plane tickets to fly out to the National or whatever else. So you never know. Hey, what's up, Andy? Let's talk about baseball. What's going on? Oh, man. So what about you, Ray? Anything else going on with you? Anything else? I mean, we talked about Ichiro, but anything else? Now, I know the one thing with you, Ray, is that you don't ever talk about the other stuff you collect, but you do collect other ball players and stuff too, correct?
Yeah, I got I'm on Instagram, but I have an Instagram for my Ichiro stuff, and I have another one for my non-Ichiro collection. I need to start showing some of that stuff on my YouTube videos. I just haven't yet. I mean, I sprinkled in some here and there, but I got some Trout stuff and Griffey stuff, and I got some cool different stuff that I think if I showed people wouldn't realize I had this stuff.
Right. I was blown away when you did show other stuff. I'm like, you mean Ray collects something other than Ichiro? Like, that's boggled my mind. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Well, I've been collecting since 1987, so I've accumulated all kinds of stuff.
87, that was a good year. That was back when that was their wood grain borders, man. That's a classic set.
Yep,
yeah, that Bo Jackson card's still one of my favorite all-time cards.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, that Bo Jackson card by far. I remember so excited opening that card up when I was a kid, open out of a pack. Because, like I said, my dad was friends with the guy who ran a card shop called The Sports Page in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And he would go in there after work because it was right off the bridge from Louisville, Kentucky, this card shop on the way home. And he would, like on a Friday, he would go by and pick up a couple packs to give us to me and my brother. And man, I would love to get those cards because you got McGuire, Bonds, Rafael Palmeiro, Barry Larkin, and then like you said, you had Bo Jackson. That was a loaded in '87 of great stuff for sure.
All guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, right?
Right. Yeah, you thought so.
Roger Clemens.
Roger, yeah. What's up, Joey? Don't call his wax dunk.
Hold on. The heart's racing. Is this John Mangini live on our chat?
It is.
Woo.
I know. I'm glad you're sitting down.
Hey, John, I got something today that I think you would think was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So check this out.
All right, I want to see this too.
Good.
So that is a unused official scorecard from the 1954 Milwaukee Braves.
That's cool.
Nice.
Where Hank Aaron is listed as the cleanup hitter. Hold on just a second. Let me find it. All right.
Don't spill your coffee on there.
Hank Aaron is listed wearing the number 5.
Oh, wow.
Rookie year.
Wow. That's cool, dude. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
And then, I was going to tell you, Don said there's a Clemente Museum in Pittsburgh, right? There is one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Have you been to that before?
I have, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have to like book an appointment, or they have very limited hours. It's not, it's not a big museum.
It's not. I've been.
He either knew the Clemente family or he had some affiliation with them, and he started it up.
The thing is, I went by there. It's like a little bitty house. You're right. It's like a little row house there in one of the little suburbs. Neighborhoods of Pittsburgh, and like you said, they're not opened up. You have to call ahead to make an appointment. It's like an appointment only kind of place.
Yeah, but we'll definitely go.
I wanted to go, and I was going to call and see if I could make an appointment the first time I went to Pittsburgh, but then I realized it was a really small little house, but I'm sure there's cool stuff, but it was like $20 per person, and I was like, that's a little bit steep. I don't know, $20 for like two rooms basically was what it looked like from outside. Maybe there's more, but
yeah, I mean,
I was like, okay.
Video of the inside. It looks pretty nice. They have a lot of old Clemente memorabilia and his stuff. It's definitely. I think it would probably definitely be worth them. Paying the $20 to go check out.
Yeah, I will too. I'm just gonna drop your name on there and just let them go. I'm gonna say I'm for the John Mangini, and I get the VIP service, I believe.
They might not let you in. I don't know.
They'd be like, that guy got sticky fingers. Last time he was here. Now.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to go in there knowing you can't have any of that stuff, right?
Yeah, it would be tough. Oh my gosh. Since I got a few people in here. I wasn't gonna do this, but I guess I will. I want to show you all my Heine. I was gonna show you my Heine right here. So there's a Heine for you. So this is a cool car. This is a 1909 T206 Heine Wagner Piedmont back. Nice. It's a 3. I don't think I've ever shown this on my channel before. But
that's a low grade Heine.
It is a low grade Heine, just like in real life. Life imitates art, art imitates life. What do I say? Hey, what up, Henry? What up, Mark from Kentucky? So do we think, guys, in March/April of 2021, are we going to be able to get fans in the seats for baseball? Do you think that's a reality, or what's your all's over under on that?
I'm gonna let John answer that. He's got good insight.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna defer to Dave. I think Dave could better tell us. My guess is
if Dave's still here, maybe Dave could tell us. No. Well, my thinking is I've heard that they're talking about getting people into the stadium, to the the courts for basketball. So I'm assuming if they're going to let them in for the basketball, then they surely would let us in for baseball, right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Well, I mean, I think if that vaccine comes out, that's a little bit of a game changer. But then the next question is, are you going to have papers and show that you got a vaccine, or how's that all going to work out?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, March is right around the corner.
It'll be on the chip that they insert into our arm.
You'll scan you.
It'll be like what X-Men Part 3, where everybody has to line up in front of a clinic and get a shot to keep their mutant genes from shooting out and become some kind of creature. So yeah. So, but Mark made a good point. Mark from Kentucky, he said, they did do the playoffs in the World Series with fans. It was limited amount, but there were fans there. So I guess there should be a possibility of that happening, correct?
I would think so.
I mean, are you talking limited fans, or are you talking, full stadiums again?
Oh, I'm assuming I would assume it has to be limited in capacity.
Yeah.
But
that'll probably.
And I guess you would have to get them ahead of time too, like tickets. You can't just show up. Like they'll have to be like you have to buy them online or call in or whatever. You can't just show up the day of the game because it's not going to be like 40,000 fans. It's going to be like 5,000 fans or whatever spread around.
No, they'll have to vet you ahead of time and see if you got tested and what your results were.
Right. That's true. They get your papers. Like, yeah, you have your papers in order. Yeah. Very 1940s. You're correct.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with season ticket holders.
Yeah, the season ticket holders. That's true. Oh, Yanks fan said there's a phone app coming which has your pick and a QR code that confirms vaccination. Wow. Wow. That's the world we live in right now, guys. I don't know. Man, that's crazy.
Wow.
This is like what happened right before the Walking Dead.
Yes, exactly. And Joey's the closest one to Atlanta, so he'll be the one that can tell us because that's where they film it. So he'll be the first one to know.
He'll be the first one to get eaten.
Oh my gosh! So that is crazy. Now, assuming again, this is a lot of assumptions we're making tonight. If regardless of what's going on with the vaccine or not, and are you all open to and will be willing to go to the National this year? Or you rather not go because of possibly, either you don't want to get sick or the COVID, or it's not something you want to do or can do. Like, are you going to go if you have the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, if they have it, I'm planning on going. I have never been to one. I've never been to one, so I was going to go this year. Disappointed that the first one I'm going to go to got canceled.
Right. What's up, George? George Buss is here. Thanks for showing up.
I'd go just to follow John around and watch him spend money.
That's the reason I never go. I'm scared to death.
Yeah, right. Now let me ask you. So this is a good question to ask all of us because everybody has a budget. Some people might be bigger than others, but everybody has a budget when they go to a card show, a card shop, or maybe the first of the month they're going to go on eBay and spend money or whatever. Are you the kind of person who when you go to the casino, you say, I'm going to go to the casino with $100. Once I hit 100, I'm done. I'm not going to spend any more. But then all of a sudden you start spending a little bit more and a little bit more. That 100 turns into 2 or 3 or whatever. So are you like that with your baseball card collecting money? Are you like, I have $1,000 a month, I got $100 a month? Like John was saying, he goes to the show, he's afraid that if he wins, that might be a problem for him. Or do you have the willpower to stop? Or do you have to be somebody has to tell you, do you need a safe word to get you out of the situation? What about you, John? Let's start with you.
I think if I win, I would bring a certain amount of cash, and that's it. Once it's gone, nothing goes on a card, and once that money's gone, it's gone. If I spend it one day, one card, 3 days, whatever it might be.
So you go with one number, and that's the number you have in your pocket. Like you said, it's all cash. And then no matter if you have 1 day or 3 days, that'll be it. You're not easily tempted to spend more and more and more, correct?
No.
All right. What about you, John?
So I always plan on spending. My budget always starts out at 0. And then I see some card I've never seen before or haven't seen in 5 years. And that goes out the window. So I don't really budget. But I actually don't spend that much on cards. I don't spend as much as I'm a bargain hunter.
Right.
I'm kind of where I am in my collection now. I don't really seek things out, so I kind of like a free safety. And if I see that something that strikes my fancy, then and it's a good price, then I'll jump on it.
He's out there roving. He's roving.
I'm kind of an opportunist at this point. Because some of these
what about
prices
you?
are just ridiculous. So to go after some of these dream cards,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, where they were. When I came into the hobby in 2014, I remember like LeBron, the Topps rookie was selling for like 200. Now it's selling for 4,000. You know, cards that I could find for 500 are now, you know, 5,000. It's just insane.
Sure.
So I've certainly curtailed that.
That's awesome. Now, what about you, Joey? What's your approach? I know you just came back from a card show this past weekend, but how are you with that situation? Because I know that everybody has things they want to buy, but they also have to work within a budget. Or do you throw that out the window when you go?
No, I don't throw it out the window when I go. Or my wife would throw me out the window when I got home. That's really what keeps me in line is the fear that my wife's going to bring violence onto me.
Bring violence on.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a humble educator, so I don't have real deep pockets for stuff like hobby and everything. So I give myself a very modest budget, and I try to stay within that budget. Usually, it's about $100 a month for things. So, but it doesn't go very far these days. Like John said, everything is expensive. That's why I stopped modern, because you just can't afford to keep up with all the product coming out. And I just started going after singles that I wanted, vintage stuff. So that's where I'm at.
Sure. Now, I will tell you, I saw New York Yankees fan 7. He said, I would go with a specific plan, estimate what it would cost to execute said plan, and then an extra couple bucks and then cap it there. Just take a little bit of extra money there. And I think, like I've heard some people go, you know, they go to the National or you go to a big card show or whatever, and you always hear people say, you know, they have that one, like, holy grail card they're looking for because they know the chances of finding it there is going to be a lot more likely, and maybe a better deal because there's more competition possibly than, let's say, on eBay or at another local card show. But I always think, like, if you go with that kind of game plan and, like, kind of like what Ray was saying, and you see that card you really want, but you only have X amount of dollars, if you buy the card then, and then the rest of the time you're just kind of sitting around on your hands, and it's kind of hard to participate at any other level. And I mean, like, if you go on the first day, like Ray was saying, and you see the card you really want, and you're tapped out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, and you're there on Sunday afternoon, I mean, that's tough. And I think it's good if you have the willpower to do it. That's awesome. But I think if we're being honest, it would be kind of a difficult sometimes to say, no more money, no matter what. I got the one card I was looking for. But I think it is possible to be done. But I do think I see a lot of people have a hard time doing that, quite frankly.
It would be hard. It's like going to the casino, right? You blow all your money the first hour and you're there for 7 days. Then what?
Right. There's no clocks on the walls. There's nothing. You don't even know how long you're there. So that's for sure. That's for sure. Now, I don't think Ray or Joey, none of you all been to the National either, have you?
No.
Yeah, me neither. None of us have been. And I know, John, have you been to a card show over the last couple of years? I know you said you used to go in Pittsburgh, but have you been over the last few years?
No, I haven't been to a card show in over a decade.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, because where I live, there are almost no card shops, no shows. Probably 2000 and maybe 4 or 5 was the last card show I've been to. I'm certainly itching to go.
Wow, that's true. What about you, Ray? I know there's a lot more card shows in Florida than there are in other parts of the United States. Do you ever hit any up in your neck of the woods, or that's not something you do?
There hadn't been really near me at all. You know, I'm not too far from Orlando, but there's a group that started getting one going pretty regularly at a Shriners convention or, you know, whatever. I've been there several times. I went there like 2 months ago. I had to get like a Mickey Mantle baseball authenticated. So, but yeah, every once in a while I go there. But you know, everything's just so modern right now that it just doesn't really appeal to me.
I have to tell you, one of the guys said in the chat, Jeremy said, IPTTM goes, I'm not done at a car show until I get home. so he just keeps on. I forgot I could put that on here. I forgot I could put these on here for us to see. I'm sorry, guys. That way it helps us so people can see it. So Derek said, been about a decade for me too. I think that's very common for a lot of us. It sounds like. I'm lucky that I have card shows 3 or 4 times a month in Indiana here. And then Mark from Kentucky, there's no card shows around him. He actually comes up here with me. Mark comes up here once a month, usually hits up the Sunday show. And we usually go to shows together. Actually, the last one in November, we went together to that show, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately, they're not doing shows for the rest of the year in Indiana because of the supposed lockdowns that we had to deal with or whatever. So we got that. So I'm hoping next year will be better for us as collectors.
So Jason, I was standing next to a guy at this card show this weekend that pulled something that reminded me of you and Ray. So he's opening up a hobby box of the new Allen and Ginter Chrome, which I guess they're Chrome and everything now. And he gets the case hit, which is I guess the autographs are one a case in these, and he hits an Ichiro.
Wow.
Allen and Ginter Chrome Auto, which it was.
Wow.
And he's walking around this card show, holding the card like in his finger, looking for a sleeve and a one touch to put it in. He's just walking all around the card show holding this card in between his fingers. It was insane.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Getting back to buying cards on a budget. These are the best cards to buy if you don't have a lot of money, right there. And the best thing about these cards is, you can save money on lunch too.
Man, you're always teasing that with that, dude. I'm still waiting for that. Who makes those? Those your mom makes those?
Yeah, my mom makes these.
That's great. So John, let me ask you a question. This is something we talked about during our last time on here. It was, I guess, Jason, it was me, you, and Bob Lewis about modern versus vintage collecting, and what are your feelings on modern versus vintage collecting, understanding that modern is happening in the here and now, and if you're doing nothing but focusing on vintage, then you're focusing on something that is people that are dead, that are not, not playing anymore. I mean, does that ever enter into your thought process about what you collect? Because I know you're more of a vintage guy than a modern guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of both, but I'm definitely more of a vintage guy. I mean, with the modern, I think we've all been there where you might load up on somebody's cards or become a big fan, and then something happens, and you kind of regret having all those cards. Or you get somebody and their career doesn't pan out, and you look back at those cards and kind of, just shake your head. You definitely know what you're getting with the vintage. I collect both, but I love the history of the game, and so the vintage is my first love. But then as a collector, and a fan of the games, then you want to have the best modern players represented as well. Like you kind of want to have every era, right? Like, I don't know. I would feel like my collection was incomplete without Mike Trout, for instance. So I don't go after as much modern. I think I'm more selective, but I definitely buy modern. It's fun to open packs and all that good stuff too.
If you see what Mark just wrote, he bought a 66 Banks, for $15.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's definitely chances. And let me ask you this, John. I don't know how the other guys feel about it, but I want to ask you this: as somebody who obviously been doing it a while, You have a good eye. You'll do raw. You'll do graded. Also, you kind of do both when you pick up stuff. Do you feel this? I mean, I know when you're finding like a high dollar item, you probably most of us might want to try to go the graded route, just so you don't want to take a chance that it's been doctored or manipulated in any way. But if you're trying to find, like, let's say that Ernie Banks 66, that's not a rookie card. That's not an overtly special card, so to speak. Do you feel like you're okay with buying those cards like that raw, or do you still want to try to buy them graded? Just because even $15 is $15, but if you find out later it's been manipulated or somebody's done something to it, it's been trimmed, or do you like that peace of mind, or do you not really care? You're like, hey,
well, I mean,
it looks good. I'm going to pull the trigger. I don't care. Let's just do this.
Yeah, I mean, with nowadays there are good scans of cards and so forth. I think the key, I do buy raw cards. I think the key is to buy from reputable sellers. I think all of us who have collected vintage all our lives, when we get a card, we could kind of know if it's short, if it's doctored normally. So your really reputable dealers should know that. And I'm pretty comfortable buying from like the Kit Youngs of the world, those kinds of dealers. And I will buy raw. But like you said, if it's a high dollar card, are you really gonna spend buy a Hank Aaron rookie that's ungraded for $2,000 or something like that? I wouldn't. Michael Jordan rookie. All the cards that are overly reprinted, right? Michael Jordan rookies, like I said, Aaron rookies, all those kinds of cards. No, I wouldn't touch them raw. But
even like Trout rookies now.
66 Ernie Banks for $15 or something. Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to. I buy a lot of raw cards, and I really haven't gotten burned on any. I years ago I got a Pete Rose 1971 that was colored in. And, I didn't know it at the time, but that's about it. I've had really good luck buying raw.
Have any of y'all ever got burned by it? It doesn't even have to be like an old vintage card. Have you ever got burned buying something that's been manipulated or trimmed or anything like that, or like a fake of some sort?
No, I've really had the opposite experience. Like I bought a 63 Koufax with a bunch of other cards. And I paid $30 for it before shipping.
Wow!
So I got the whole lot for $35, and it graded 7.5. I bought I remember I bought a specific Bobby Hall card for $9, and it graded a 9.
Wow!
Most of the cards that I've seen, I bought a Jimmy Fox 1941 play ball that graded a 7. I bought a 68 Mickey Mantle, and it looked great. I bought it raw. I sent it in, and it got a 7. I actually thought it should have gotten an 8 or a 9, but it got a 7. I was happy with that. So I've had the opposite. I've had really good luck buying raw.
That's awesome. Now I know, Ray, you don't really buy raw too often. I know Ichiro is not really one you need to worry that much about because it's all modern day cards for the most part. As far as that's concerned, do you ever worry about any of that kind of stuff, or not really? Because sometimes some of those cards coming from Asia, like China and Taiwan, historically have had issues with being tampered with for whatever the reason. Do you ever have a piece of that in the back of your mind, or do you feel like that's not something you really worry about?
I buy both raw and graded because I got the registry going, so that's always in the back of my mind when I'm buying graded cards. Me personally, I've never sent any cards in for grading, which is something I definitely need to get into. It's just easier to put a value on a card if it's graded, because my opinion of what's a 9 or it may be different than somebody else's. So if you got it in a slab and it's got a 9 grade on it, then but I see it's not for everybody. I like to collect both if I can afford it. I'll have a raw copy and a graded copy, but I'm not overly concerned. I bought some stuff from Japan, and I just hope when it gets here that it looks legit. It's everything is right about the card, and so far I haven't had any problems.
So I don't know if you've seen this, Joey and Ray. What you all thought? I know, Ray, you deal with a lot of different types of Ichiro parallels and colored cards and this, that, and the other. I find, and I agree with what Don said. I don't know if you all can read what Don said there, but I find myself getting very confused because there's so many different variations and parallels and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have like a tactic that you use or a strategy that helps you not get so confused, or is it just like trial by fire?
Yeah,
I just make a checklist of new stuff when it comes out.
I just don't buy modern. I'll give you a great example of that, Jason. At this card show, I'm talking to a dealer that's there, and I'm going through some singles that he's got, and I blow right past this. I think it was like it was a Topps insert in the last year or two, Decade's Best or something. It was a Ted Williams, right? No color, didn't look any different than any other insert. He said, that was a 1 of 1. I said, what? He said, yeah, I didn't even see it when I first got it. And I go back and I look at it. There's no distinguishing features of this card except when you flip it over. You see the 1 of 1 distinction on the back. I'm like, how many people, would find something like that and not even realize what they have, because there's nothing special about the way the card looks and stuff. I'm right with Ron on that, because it's confusing. I mean, it is. It's very confusing, and that's why I don't buy modern. I don't.
I looked at my checklist for 2020 Topps update, and they got the card of Ichiro in his rookie year at the All-Star game, and I just thought that was really cool. I'm being selective of what I pick up from him in 2020, but I thought that was cool. I really wanted to get it, but I just looked at my checklist, and there's 16 different parallels and variations of that card.
Dave, do you guys watch Blue Jacket 66 videos? Dave had a great phrase that he used here recently, and I believe if I can quote him, said manufactured rarity.
Yeah.
Manufactured rarity. And just thinking about that, if I'm going to get something rare, I would rather get something vintage rare, not something that is manufactured to be rare, So.
I'm the same way. It's way more exciting. The T206 Honus Wagner is way more exciting to me than a Mike Trout that Topps intentionally made 1 of 1. Just those old rarities are just that's what gets my juices flowing. There's a more so than the big cards that everybody knows that you see in every magazine, the same cards over and over, all the big rookies. And I think Dave's the same way with like that obscure stuff, that rare stuff. I have a Honus Wagner that's way more rare than the T206, but it doesn't get the love, but that excites me more.
Oh, of course. Can you show that again? Because if you have it right there with you, can you show that off? Is it right there?
Yeah, this 1910. As I said, these were mislabeled year-wise, but they're from 1910, I believe. W555s.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's unbelievable.
There's only two graded higher than this. I think one's a 7 and one's a 6, but I've seen the 6, and it's not as nice as this.
That was off the box. That was off of a box of a candy box, right, or something? You said.
They came in this kind of long, narrow box. I don't know how to describe it. Kind of one of those boxes, maybe with a handle that folds over. You know what I mean? The cardboard. Right. And I think there were 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody on here probably knows. Dave probably knows. I think there were 4, and they were listed as baseball snapshots, I believe. And you cut them off the box. And the box itself contained like toy jewelry and I think candy and stuff like that.
Wow. So, man,
I don't want to steal your thunder, John, but this is a great John Jaha.
It's a what?
92 Bowman foil, and look here, it makes it really cool because there's all this paper that's missing off the back.
Yeah.
So is that an eBay 1 of 1?
In your face, man, Jimmy.
I love when people have eBay listings and it'll be like, I don't know, like card number 2 of 99, and they'll call it a 1 of 1. because it's the only one numbered to 2.
Oh, yeah.
What sense does that make? Then you got 99 ones of ones for the exact same card then, right? I mean, there are some real scammers on eBay over the years. In the old days, they used to put up headlines, like I'm selling these for my aunt, or I found these in the attic, attic
Right.
find, or my wife needs breast implants and all this craziness. And it was all reprints, and doctored cards and
Right.
just craziness. And the average person, like if you're just getting into the hobby, you have to be very careful. I mean, the first thing I do before I buy anything on eBay is look at the feedback, right?
Yeah.
You'll get on there. I saw a guy the other day had like 74.9 feedback. That's terrible. That's
Right.
horrible. So why would you buy anything from him? No matter
No.
how good of a deal it is. There's something up there.
Right. There's no way I would buy that.
Careful.
So just to piggyback off of that, that's kind of a good segue to another question. All of us, I'm assuming, has bought on eBay at some point in time. Is that right, Joey? Have you bought on eBay at least once? Okay.
I mainly buy on eBay.
Right. So have you ever bought anything off of eBay and no matter if they're a good seller or not, but you thought you were getting one thing and maybe you got something else, and it could have been your own fault. Like you misread it, you didn't look at it right. And were you ever like either disappointed or surprised, like a positive surprise about that transaction where you were like, I thought I was going to get card A, but I got card B instead? Has anybody had that situation come up before?
No, not really for me, just because the stuff I buy is not really that unique or that special, The only thing, matter of fact, the only out of the ordinary thing that's happened to me on eBay is right at the beginning of the pandemic, I ordered a card from Canada, and after 3 months, it still had not arrived.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me a refund, and I kid you not, he gives me the refund. A week later, the card shows up. And I tried to call the guy, or not call him, but I tried to contact him through eBay to try to pay him again, and I never could. So I simply got a sweet 89 Upper Deck John Smoltz rookie card on the free. So I'll take that.
There you go.
What about you, John? It sounded like you had a story or a situation. I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I mean, I've had them both ways. Like one common one is you might see several cards in a photo and think you're buying a lot, and then you get one card in the mail, and then you go back and reread it, and you realize it was just for that one card. That's easy to do when you're going off the picture. The other thing is sometimes people will use stock photos. You have to be careful for that. And if you're very particular, like I am about you want to see the exact card you're buying.
Right.
It comes and it's off center. It's not the one that was pictured, and that's because they use stock photos sometimes. So you need to know that. But I remember I bought when Aaron Judge was a rookie. I bought his Bowman card. The one I think it might be a prospect card. Anyway, it's this more popular one. And like a year later, I was going through there, and I noticed it was the chrome. The one I had was the chrome, but I never ordered the chrome. I ordered the regular one. So the seller must have sent me the chrome one instead of the regular one. So I was very happy about that. But it was so far later, I don't even know where I got the thing from.
Man, what about you, Ray? I mean, I know you deal with a lot of different Ichiro cards that can be very easily one thing, but they end up being another, or vice versa, because there's so many variations and like literal like one-off situations with parallels and everything. Has it ever backfired on you in a positive or a negative way, or have you always just got lucky and got everything you're supposed to get?
It's only happened a few times where, like, say a person will list a card as a refractor, and then I get it, and it's not a refractor, or if you order a lot of cards, like 8 cards in the lot, and you might get them and might be missing 1 or 2. I don't know if they're trying to pull one over, but every time I've ever had an issue, they're like, "Oh yeah, I have them here. I forgot to mail them. I'll get them right out." And that's the only thing that's really happened to me.
Well, I'll show you what happened to me. So everybody knows the 1991 Fleer cards, the bumblebee looking cards, right, from yellow and black. And there was this one card I'd never seen before, this Nolan Ryan, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this Nolan Ryan before. How did I never pull this card out of the pack? And it was so weird looking, and I'm like, how did I miss that? And I didn't even pay attention to it at all. And it was a graded card, but it was one of the ones off the boxes. It was a hand-cut card, but I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really cool.
The bottom of the boxes.
Right.
Because they're more rare, right?
Yeah, they are. It was so cool. And I was like, but I mean, it was a good pot. It was a good surprise. It was like, I was completely caught off guard. And I'm like, how did I never see this card before? And then I get it and it says hand cut. I'm like, how the hell that happened? Hand cut of a pack of cards? Like what? And then I realized it meant off the bottom of the box, like you said. But it was a huge surprise because the back is just, there it is. There's nothing on the back. It's just a round.
Really cool.
So it was a really cool experience. I was like, wow, that worked out for me. Hey, what's up, Nate? Nate's here, everybody. So thanks for showing up, Nate.
Oh, Nate. I just stumbled across something from Nate.
Let's see.
Yeah, I just stumbled upon this rare card.
Oh, that's a 1 of 1.
Yeah,
that Joey was talking about, right?
I keep it handy. I keep it next to my Pepino sticker.
Oh man, so there you go. That's right. Got that on that one touch.
Nice.
That was hot off the press, dude. So,
yeah, I mean, look, it's. I even put it in a holder. It's special.
You got that ready to go to get graded. The PSA, you have it in that card saver.
I was gonna put it in a one-touch magnetic holder, but it's a little undersized. I didn't want to flop around. I didn't want to damage the corners.
Yeah, you don't want to damage the corners. I get it, man.
Right.
So I guess I know John and Ray, you both have bought cards out in foreign markets. Would you all have any suggestions about places where you feel comfortable buying a foreign card? Is there a specific eBay dealer you use or somebody you use? Or is it just, you just pick a guy and then it just happens to be from another country? You don't really pay much attention.
I mean, for me, I have had wonderful luck on eBay. I have not had any issues. I really haven't. Every once in a while, I won't get something and the seller goes silent and you let the eBay know and, in 7 days or whatever, they give you a refund. I really have not had. I've not had nothing but positiveness on there. I can honestly say.
I've had a couple, 2 different sellers, one from Japan and one that says they're from the U.S. list the same card. I've had that happen several times, and I didn't know which way to go, but I would much rather deal with the person from the U.S. So I bought it. And then, sure enough, I got tracking in it, but it was coming from Japan. And then even after I got the card, it was still up on eBay for months. They just didn't take it down, so I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah,
I did have a situation where I bought a pricier card, and it wasn't showing up. I didn't get response from the seller. And when I looked at the feedback, I saw somebody else had bought the exact same card and was given bad feedback that he hadn't got the card. So this guy was trying to sell the same card multiple times. But like I said, I reached out to eBay and I got my money back in no time, Yeah. I mean, that's the one nice thing about buying through there is they have the buyer protection, and PayPal. Yeah. So it gives you some level of support and safety.
Right. But my personal experience is I bought a few things from like Asia before, but I will tell you that in my experience that unless it's like something that's extremely rare, you can usually find it in America. I mean, usually if somebody's selling it in America, you might have to be patient or whatnot, but I don't really have a specific place I would go to look for something in another country to buy specifically. And if you did, it wouldn't be really eBay. Now, I know Amazon has different countries that you can go to on Amazon. It's Amazon France, Amazon England, Amazon Japan, and you can kind of do it. You can search through it that way. I don't know if eBay does the same thing or not. Maybe it does, but I know you can go to those. But if you have to be able to read the language for what you're doing. But I know my ex-wife, she buys on Amazon all the time on Japan version of Amazon and have stuff shipped. But I mean, that takes another kind of level of understanding of what you're looking for, possibly. So, just let you know.
If you're buying the regular cards, here in America, there's usually no reason to go over there. But if you're into the Panini, the old, more rare Panini stickers like for basketball, or you're into soccer, you're gonna find a lot more in Europe, or the old tobacco cards. Other subjects that you're not going to find them in America like you are in Europe. And if you're like us, Jason, and you like the Japanese cards, you're not going to find that kind of selection in America. I mean,
right.
There's nobody in America that has that kind of selection of Menkos and bromides and all of those. And most of those finds are going to come from Japan. So you don't have.
That's why you're friends with Tony
for certain things.
Yeah. And the thing that kills me is when I was living over there, I never even thought about those cards. I was so focused on American cards. I mean, they were everywhere. I mean, literally, I go to any kind of flea market, yard sale type thing in Japan, and I see them everywhere. Like they'd have these little like a wicker basket, and they're just all these cards, like somebody dumped out of a coffee can, and they're just sitting there. They're like a quarter a piece, basically 50 cents.
Well,
and I mean,
watching. I have something. I've been looking for these cards. They're from
all right. Let's hear it.
And they're gum cards, and they look like the 1938 Gaudi cards with the cartoon and the real face. They look like the 38 Gaudi, like this. But they're gum cards from Japan. If anybody comes across any, let me know.
Interesting. Okay. Have you asked Tony to look for that for you in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, he's never seen them. I described them to some sellers that I've bought from, and they knew what I was talking about, but they didn't have any. They're really, at least in the States, they're hard to find. I have not found.
You said it was 1938.
That auction you gave me for the Japanese cards, I've been combing through there. I haven't seen one on there either.
Okay. Well, now we know. Somebody get that for you for Christmas.
Yep, they look just like very similar to the 38 Gaudi.
That's for you, Ray? Do you read what Nate asked?
Yeah, I don't. Not yet. I want to get one. I ran across one last Christmas, but I haven't picked one up yet.
I figured your tree would be just decorated with autographed baseballs from Ichiro as ornaments.
No, I only got one of those. Hey, I want to show you this Ichiro I picked up here. If I can get it on there.
Is that the Beam team or something?
No, this is Upper Deck Exquisite 2010.
Oh wow!
And I can't get the gold. There's gold foil all over it. Can't get it on.
Yeah, I can see the top and the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen an Ichiro card I don't like.
Right. I agree.
But this card, it's numbered to 75. And they were case hits in 2010 Upper Deck. And this went shortly after Upper Deck lost its license to make baseball and football cards. So what they did is there's really only 7. They only made 7, not 75. All base cards, there are only 7. So unless you know that, you wouldn't even know what you're looking for, how rare the card is. I'm excited to find that one.
That's incredible.
You always do stuff like that. It's mind-boggling. You're lucky I don't have your address, Ray, because I would definitely come and rob you of your stuff. I'm just being honest. You're lucky because I don't know if I can keep myself.
I love it, man. The rare stuff, and I love it.
Man. So, anybody know about this Shigeo Nakashima rookie card? I don't know who that is. The Yanks fans asking if anybody has that rookie card. I don't know who that is.
What's his name?
Shigeo Nagashima.
Oh yeah, he's
She,
the greatest player in Japanese baseball history, probably.
I don't think he's a Japanese player in America
He
because I never
was
heard of
the
that name before.
Nagashima was. I have his cards. I have a rookie card.
Yeah,
He was.
I figured if
defensively-
anybody, it would be you.
Yeah, he batted. He batted right before Sadaharu O. And
Was he before Sadaharu?
No. They played on the same team. He batted.
Oh,
right
same
before.
team. Okay.
Yeah, he batted third, and O batted fourth. He was known as the Brooks Robinson of Japan. He was a very good defensive third baseman, and he's the most beloved player in Japan because Sadaharu O was actually born in China, I believe. He wasn't born in Japan, and so he's more revered over there. And he was probably the better all around player than O. He just didn't have the home runs that O had.
Correct. Yes. That's cool. And Derek said Nagashima's on his want list. It's kind of funny because
his cards are everywhere in Japan. I mean, they made more cards of him than any other player, so they're pretty readily available.
Funaki rookie card.
Oh yeah, the SmackDown announcer Funaki.
Indeed.
The announcer. That's awesome.
Great.
I will. It is in Japan, and one of the things people may or may not know about Japan is that they think you're great if you're born and raised in Japan, or even if you have like one parent that might be Japanese. But if you're a full-blooded Japanese born and raised in Japan, you have a higher level of respect and fandom than you do if you are born and raised in Japan, but you're not of Japanese ancestry or culture. Well, I would say culture, but ancestry or descent. There we go. Or like I said, if you come from another country and you might have a Japanese parent, but you're not fully Japanese. So kind of go back to what you're saying. Oh, he's Chinese or half Chinese or something. And so they always like to put like somebody on top of him who's fully Japanese. That's how they are with sumo wrestling. They're like that with soccer players. That's just the way it is in Japan.
There's possibly one exception, the pitcher Victor Sarfin. He was.
Victor Sarfin. That's true. That's true.
He was Russian born.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very true. We got Amish Dave Archer's here today. That's awesome. I love it. Such a great guy. I'm trying to catch up. Oh yeah, it's funny you said that because New York Yankees fan 7 goes, "Is that why Victor Sarfin got a lot of shade back in the day?" And that would be the answer, yes. So it was very much like that because I mean, when I was living there, like I said, they love to heap praise on everybody. If it makes Japan look good, they love that. But if they can take a full-blooded Japanese, they're gonna pick that person over the other person and really push for them. That's just the way it is. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong. That's just a cultural thing. But like you really see that in baseball. You see that a lot in sumo. That it's almost ran now by Mongolians. Mongolians are almost all the yokozunas, and the Japanese hate it because they don't have a Japanese in there. It's Mongolians, so it just happens that way. So, anyways, but yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. So, wasn't Cecil Fielder? Did he play in Japan? He had like 50 home runs in 1 year, then he came back to America or something like that. Does anybody remember how that was?
That sounds familiar. There were a lot of American ball players that went over there. Some of them had their careers basically over there and were pretty well liked. That rings a bell. He might have gone over there. I'm not sure. I don't remember Cecil Fielder. Davey Johnson played over there. You can mention cards of him. And,
I don't remember Cecil Fielder playing in Japan though.
Yeah.
I know Bob Horner.
I think Bob Horner went over there and played too.
Yeah. Bob Horner.
Wasn't Bobby Valentine a manager over there?
Yep.
Bobby V?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. My memory back then's fading a little bit, but I remember Bob Horner playing over there for some reason.
Yeah, Bob Horner was over there, that's for sure. Yeah. That's true, Nate.
He gave up a lot of money to leave Japan to come back to play in America. He hated playing baseball in Japan. He had a $3 million contract that he left on the table to take less than $1 million to come back and play for the Cardinals back in '87.
Who,
Yeah.
Bob Horner?
Bob Horner, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's tough
Yeah,
to
I mean-
go to a totally different culture, and that's got to be tough. If you look back on before football paid so much money, there were some good football players. George Reed being one of them, who wanted to play in Canada because that's where they lived and that's where their families were. And if you're going to make roughly the same amount of money, most people don't want to uproot their life. I mean, with the money they pay now, yeah, everybody will come over here and play, no problem.
Right.
But now
Yeah, I mean, if you are
technology,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Ray. What were you saying?
yeah, well, especially now with all the technology available to help, get through another culture a little bit better, and translators, and the teams probably offer so much more to players coming over from the U.S. Offer them more.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck?
Yeah.
It's like a whole fish out of water story about an American ball player who's kind of at the end of his career, and I would say washed up is the best way to explain it, who gets like a new lease on life by going to Japan and kind of like trying to recapture that magic in Japan. And there's a lot of the cultural stuff that we think about America versus Japan. And what y'all were saying is true, because in the 80s, and I would even say in the 90s, that was still very much the way it was for foreigners to go to Japan. But now with technology the way it is, and there's so many advances with everything and money and all that, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's going to be that much of a hard way of life, really, if you think about it in a lot of those ways. But very, very true.
Hey,
Man, I
Jason.
totally forgot about that movie, Jason, until you mentioned it. I remember that movie.
Jason.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Let me ask you a question about that movie that just entered my head. Okay, so Tom Selleck plays for the Yankees in America, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay, so who is the upstart first baseman that he is taking his position?
Is it Frank Thomas?
It's Frank Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Playing for the New York Yankees. So here's my question. How much did that piss Donnie Baseball off? Is that too many mustaches playing first base? They didn't ask Donnie to play? What's going on?
Right. You think about that also. Why would they pick Frank Thomas, who's a White Sox player, and they move him over to a Yankee just for that movie and not have Don Mattingly work in the first base, which just makes sense. So it is kind of true when you think about that.
He had a better Hollywood agent.
I guess so. That's true. Exactly. He had the look. Whatever the look they were looking for,
Right.
they were like, look at this cornbread-looking mofo from Indiana with his little mustache, or look at this hulking mass of a man, Frank Thomas Big Hurt. We're picking that guy. We're picking this
because, I
guy
mean,
here.
to be honest, if you watch that movie and you see Tom Selleck swing the bat, there's no way you would ever buy he was actually a baseball player, right?
Right. Yes.
I think Tom
That is
Selleck
very
was
true.
jealous of the stash that Mattingly had, I think.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, Mattingly, of course. Yeah, he's a great ball player, but, he wasn't really known for his smashing the ball out of the ballpark as much as Frank Thomas was, that's for sure. But he was no slouch. I mean, if he wasn't injured, he'd be a Hall of Famer. If he wasn't hurt and left the game early, he would definitely be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I agree. He was special when he played, when he was in his prime.
Now, let me ask you, did you all, out of all the guys you ever watched, either live or on TV, and not including like the obvious names, was there anybody you really blown away by that might have, like, people kind of like overlook, like through the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, that you think, man, they were just awesome, and they don't get the same accolades as like a Frank Thomas or like a Mike Trout or a Ryan Sandberg or whoever? Like, is there a guy you saw growing up or as an adult even, you're like, man, I wish people would recognize this guy. He's really great.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, there were some good ball players that really don't get much hobby love or love at all. I mean, I remember there was a stretch where George Foster was just kind of unstoppable. I remember watching Greg Lazinski, the Bull, he just to me when I was growing up, it was fun to watch him hit. There were a lot of great ball players for a short period of time, I guess. It's the ones that play 20 years that become the big time Hall of Famers.
Fred McGriff.
Fred McGriff,
Yeah, there's another good one.
Yeah, Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones.
10-time Gold Glover.
A guy I saw play and was super consistent. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Good, I'm sure. It was Sean Casey, the mayor. I just thought he was a great ball player. He came in, he did his job every day. It wasn't a lot of real flashy stuff. But, I just thought he was a great ball player. Every time I went to see him at Riverfront Stadium, and then I think he played at Green America Ballpark for a few years at the very end of his career. I can't remember. I always was so impressed with what he did at the plate. He seemed to be very disciplined. He always seemed to come up with a clutch hit when he needed it. I was always just impressed by that guy.
I love him on MLB Network, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He never takes himself seriously, but he always looks like he's having a great time no matter what he's doing.
Yeah.
Talking about those Reds, Jason, Adam Dunn. Man, he could hit home runs. I used to go see him. And the guy I really fell in love with when I would go to the games there, because I lived there for a little while and I'd go watch the games, was Brandon Phillips. He was
That's another one.
He was a scrappy hitter, man. He got hits every game I went to. He was a good player.
He's another guy. You're exactly right, Brandon Phillips. Yeah, people mentioned Julio Franco. We got Steve Sachs, J.R. Richards, Dave Parker. Somebody even mentioned Will Ferrell. Fred Lynn.
Oh, I love Freddie Lynn.
Yeah, Dwight Evans, 8-time Gold Glover. Eric Chavez.
Dwight Evans should be in the Hall.
Yeah. Let's see who else we have. We got Gary Sheffield's another one people talking about. Eric Davis.
Yeah, Eric
Vaughn
Davis.
Hayes. Right. John Olerud. That's right. That's right.
I got an Eric Davis autographed helmet right here.
Nice. Did you get that in person or did you buy that?
Where did I get that? No, I didn't get it in person. I got it a long time ago. I don't even remember where. I got Boop Pal Oliver back there.
Bobby Abreu's another one. Jay Buhner. Those are some good names too.
Jay
He never
Buhner
got any love. He's like Robin Yount. Robin Yount never got any love.
Right. Let me ask you all this. No, he still does. Like Paul Molitor's the same way, I think. No one really talks about Paul Molitor, but he was a great ball player, But let me ask you all this, kind of put it on. Let me flip it for real quick. Who is the one Hall of Famer that you think's overblown? Like, is not as good as everyone making it out to be? He might be a Hall of Famer, but who do you think he's way overblown? Like you're thinking he doesn't deserve to be there.
Oh, he doesn't. That debate could go on for days.
Yeah, like in your own personal opinion, not other people's thinking. But just you're like, when you think someone's a Hall of Famer, you're like, not in my world.
Okay.
Not in my life. He's not a Hall of Famer.
So Ray mentioned Fred McGriff, and of course, I'm the biggest advocate for Fred McGriff to be in the Hall of Fame. How is Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame before Fred McGriff? Is
Fred McGriff? Does he have the taint of steroids on him? Is that maybe why? Or I don't know.
Not even no.
I've never
yet. So then, I don't know why he wouldn't be in there either. That's a good point. Yeah. Is there anybody? See, I think Trevor Hoffman is. He's a guy I just don't. When I think of him, I think that is not a Hall of Famer. I just was not. I'm not impressed with Trevor Hoffman being in the Hall of Fame. So.
And you got folks like Roberto Alomar, not taking anything away from his playing, tremendous player, but then you've got video footage of him spitting in the face of an umpire, just things like that, questionable character. And you wonder how good guys that we've already mentioned, aren't given more consideration.
Yeah, and then you bring up a good point about character, though, because how many people would actually be in the Hall of Fame if you only voted for the the perfect guys? Not too many.
Yeah, that's true.
Pedro,
That's
Don
true.
Zimmer.
Don Zimmer, right? Well, because
Yeah.
I always think that image, the image I have of Don Zimmer more than anybody else was Pedro Martinez grabbed him by the head and threw him on the ground during the World Series.
Mhm.
Like that to me is like that I can never get that image out of my mind. Like, you know, and I mean Don Zimmer has some responsibility to that. I'm not trying to throw Martinez under the bus per se. But I mean, like, I was like shocked. I remember seeing that live and I was like, is that actually happening? Like a 75-year-old man trucking across the field, running after some like 28-year-old dude, and then the guy just like grabs him by the head and throws him on the ground. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a reverse Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura, you know? He's like the old guy punching the young guy in the head. It's like the young guy grabs the old dude and throws him on the ground, you know? It's mind-boggling.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Rick, Vintage Eyeball Cards just mentioned, we probably should say this too. Dickie Allen passed away today, and Rick said
that's right, Richard Allen, right?
Rick Allen should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he was probably going to be getting in this year, possibly, right? I think he was like had a good chance of getting in. He was a Philadelphia Philly, correct?
He came up with the Phillies and then went to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of his cards, John, by any chance? I figure.
Yeah. Now, do you know what I think is his toughest card is the 71 card. It's a high number short print, tough to find in good condition. That's a tough card. That's probably his toughest regular issue card.
As John pulls out a PSA 9 or something. Go ahead, John.
No, I'm not that into grading.
No, I know.
Somebody mentioned Jim Rice, maybe not deserving of the Hall of Fame. I kind of agree as well.
Jim Rice was good.
This is true. So we have Nate saying, I guess, 494 strikeouts for. I guess he's saying that about Trevor Hoffman. Maybe does that sound right? I don't know.
Trevor Hoffman has
494. That's strikeouts. I'm sorry, saves. I apologize. But Yanks fans said it's soft saves, mostly soft saves, and he compiled it over an entire career. So yeah, Derek's saying that McGriff's going to get in first time for the Veterans Committee. I probably agree with that. He'll get in his first year eligible. Everybody knows about Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden. If they didn't have their own personal demons, they would definitely be in there.
I tell you, Bob Carruthers should be in, along with Bad Billy Dalen.
Who are these guys?
They're older.
Oh, okay. They were a little bit before my time. Oh man.
I tell you, could have had an awesome career. They could have fought off those demons. It's Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, that's true. Josh Hamilton. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah, I know that like Mike Baseball Collector talked about being a super collector of Juan Gonzalez, and then he sold all his cards to do a guide for another. He sold all his collection, and then he got on the Josh Hamilton bandwagon, and then like that goes back to what John was saying earlier about you really invest in somebody early on, and you put a lot of money, time, and effort into an individual who's still playing, and then either they get hurt, they get injured, their career comes to a halt for whatever the reason. They just fall off, kind of like what Aaron Judge has been doing, really, honestly. And then, or you have their own personal demons, like we talked about with Hamilton, that he can't get out of his own way. Like I saw him play in Cincinnati Reds. It goes back to what we were talking about a moment ago. Like I watched Adam Dunn just like crush that ball, and there in Cincinnati, and Josh Hamilton was doing the same thing. But like I said, he just couldn't get out of his own way. It sounded like he ended up just being like kind of a POS. Yeah. So.
Hey, did anybody mention Ruben Sierra? He was a good ball player.
Somebody mentioned Ruben Sierra, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ruben Sierra is fantastic, man. I remember thinking about him all the time. what happened with? Do you think one of the things happened with him is because he ended up being on like 20 different teams, or what happened with him at the end?
I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't get wrapped up in. I honestly try not to get wrapped up in the whole Hall of Fame thing. You know, there are guys in there that probably shouldn't be. There are guys not in there that probably should be. I mean, to me, the Hall of Fame is a joke when it doesn't have the all-time home run king, the all-time hit king, and like the third highest batting average in history.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Like I said, it's not a good guy Hall of Fame.
Right.
Another guy
Not
that we
a
didn't
good
mention,
guy.
Miguel Tejada. He was solid.
Oh, Miguel Tejada. Yeah, that's true.
Alfonso Soriano.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Soriano. Yep. Who's that? Who do you have there, Joey? Is that Dave Justice?
Okay, so he won the Rookie of the Year in 1990. Was his only year in his entire career that he wasn't in the postseason.
Who?
Dave Justice.
The only year he wasn't in the postseason
was his rookie year. It was his.
I was just gonna guess that.
Yeah.
No, so you're saying he was in the playoffs every year he was in baseball except his rookie year?
Every year of his career, with the exception of his first year. Well, he was with the Braves for ever how many, 8 or 9 in a row. Then he went to the Indians, played in the playoffs. Then he went to the Yankees. Then he went to the Athletics when they were doing their Moneyball stuff. So he played playoffs every year, with the exception of his rookie year. But he won Rookie of the Year that year.
I remember when he first came up, he was really good early on. He was exciting.
Yeah, he was. I really like what he did with Willie Mays Hayes in the movie Major League. So Nate's saying that he thinks Big Papi's going to help Bonds get in on 2022, and I agree. I think that'll be the catalyst to get Bonds in, and probably Clemens as well when Big Papi gets in. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
Clemens. He's a Hall of Famer. So, just a matter of whether you're gonna have this asterisk and not let certain people in from certain eras.
Yeah, and then you have.
I think Dave Parker should be in the Hall of Fame, but
yeah, man,
probably connected to the cocaine ordeal of the '80s. But how many people from the '80s, maybe in the Hall of Fame that you don't know they did that, right?
Right.
I mean, because everybody did it back then. It's like
exactly.
In football, Bobby Lane's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Look at Tim Raines.
I
Tim
believe
Raines,
so.
yeah.
Bobby Lane never played a day sober in his life. In fact, when he played sober, you didn't even want him to be your quarterback. And how about Grover Alexander was the same way. He couldn't pitch unless he was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people made the argument, like you said, you have a lot of these ball players that would come to work, baseball, whatever, drunk, they might have been doing other kind of drugs, like you said. And what's the difference between that and other things that we're not talking about good guys. We're talking about what their numbers look like. Well, so John, I hear that a lot.
John, didn't Doc Ellis throw a no-hitter on LSD on an acid trip or something?
Oh, Doc Ellis, yeah.
Doc Ellis, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
There's a whole documentary about that.
He was at some drug house, and his wife called him and said, "You're pitching today." And he's like, "What? I'm not supposed to be on pitching today." And she's like, "Well, you're pitching." And so he went straight to the game. And it was probably one of the uglier no-hitters in history, because I think he hit a few guys, walked a few guys. But I got something interesting to show you here. Hold on. I mean, you guys can talk.
I agree with you, Derek. Judges should be in the Hall of Fame for purely dating Halle Berry, without a doubt.
What's up, Egg?
Got Egg in here. Oh, yeah. Darker the better. Berry, sweeter the juice.
So, Jason.
Oh, it's back to the berry, the sweet of the juice.
Oh yeah. Whoops. See, that shows you how unhip I am.
Jason, see an egg in the group. Looky what I found.
Oh, Mandy Rose. Nice.
I can't believe that's Pete Rose's granddaughter.
I know, man.
All right, we have there.
You see Doc Ellis?
Yeah, in the back corner there.
Yeah, that was him signing my stroller his rookie season.
Oh, wow.
He was dressed to the nines.
Yeah, he's signing your stroller.
See how he's looking down at me endearingly? Like, what
a
little boy.
Man, he's probably thinking, man, I dropped my LSD in that basket. I'm pissed. I don't want to reach in there and grab it. He said, that little kid got on my ass and it's in there. I fell out of my pocket. I bent down and gave him a little smooch.
That explains what happened to me. Now I get it.
Now, I was wondering, like, what we talk about, baseball. You have a lot of downtime when if you're on drugs, like mind-altering drugs. But you would think with football and basketball, it's so fast-paced, and definitely football and hard-hitting. You would think that would be super dangerous to be on some type of drug where some dude that's like 280 pounds could truck you, and I would think that'd be super dangerous. I don't know. What do you all think? I don't know.
I really don't know.
I mean, like you were saying, like the one guy was coming to work drunk.
All I know is there are a lot of guys that won national championships and stuff on blow. So I haven't. You're right about that. You would think that you probably hear like when you remember when Ephedra was big and what was his name? Stingley. He played for the Vikings, lineman. He had a heart attack in spring training or whatever. He was trying to lose weight, and I guess he was popping the ephedra. And so, you never really hear about that with other amphetamines. So I don't know. You'd think you'd hear about it more often.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Peyton's Places on ESPN? The Peyton Manning documentary series?
I've only watched a few episodes.
I haven't seen it.
So a new season just came out. His first episode was with Seattle Seahawks running back. Remind me, I'm not a football guy.
Sean Alexander?
No, yeah.
Huh? No, not Sean Alexander. No, the beast mode. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn Lynch was telling him, hey, he never took the field without taking a shot of Hennessy before he went out.
Is that right?
That's it. Carried it in his backpack into the locker room.
Wow.
Maybe that's why they decided to throw that ball at the 1 yard line.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. All right. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything they want to talk about? Anything on their mind? You can shoot them out to us. We got like 18 people in here, so there's probably. All right. What's up, Gary? Gary's in here. We got Ron still in here. Dave, Henry. Anybody have any questions for any of us or any topics we want to hit up? Let's see here. Derek goes, I played softball a few times, buzzed.
Was it church
all
league?
right, so Nate wants to see if any of us will show some cards. So I agree. This is a cardboard type channel. It makes sense.
What kind of cards do you want to see?
Yeah. Hey, Nate, do you have any preference on what you want to see? Because if it's going to be like, museum worthy, then we're going to have all three of us bounce off. We'll just let John stay in here by himself. Hey, thanks a lot, Don. Appreciate you popping in.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
I have a cool card to show.
All right, let's see this.
Are we to that part yet?
What was that? Oh, yes.
Scouty Babe Ruth premium.
Is that a graded one, or is that just in a frame?
No, it's not graded. These were stand-ups.
Oh, they were like stands.
And the thing, I mean, I love this one because it's hard to find them with the stand-up intact. And this one is.
All right.
Wow. What year is that?
This is one of his more obscure premiums. And it's a really cool, I mean, it's just really cool.
What year is that? 38, you said?
You know, I'm trying to think now that I'm on here. I can't remember. I think it's from 34. I believe.
34.
All right. So, Jason, whatever Mangini puts up, I'm going to top it. All right.
All right. You're gonna what? You're gonna copy it?
No, I said anything he puts up, I'm gonna top it.
Oh, you're gonna top it. Okay. I'd like to see that. Let's see what you top. Let's see how you top it, dude.
So he puts up a 34 Babe Ruth.
Right.
And I'm going to throw up, whoa, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Oh, the reverse negative Del Murphy, right?
Yeah,
from Upper Deck.
Beat that, Mangini.
Hey, sorry, I stepped away, but I actually want that card, and I don't have it. I definitely want that card. That's one of the classic cards from that era of cards to have.
That's awesome. I don't have it either. That's what I do not have.
I just had a 175 subscriber giveaway, John, and I gave away, I said an iconic card from the 80s. I didn't say which one. And I've got it right here. I'm getting ready to send it out. Well, it's all taped up, but it's the Billy Ripken era. That's another classic era card from that era. And it's the full-on F-face era card.
Oh, was that what you have?
That's one of the cards that I'm sending out to the winner of my giveaway.
Man,
here's probably one of the top 2 rarest Willie Mays cards. The Briggs Meat.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice, dude. What? Man.
Yeah, there's very few graded.
That is epic, dude. Now, did you buy that prior to everything getting crazy, or did you stumble upon that in one of your cheapy ones?
Yeah, I bought all my high-end cards before things got crazy. I don't think I'd buy them now. This is rare too. This is a 33 Warch cigar, Jimmy Fox.
Man.
Wow, that's really cool.
You don't find too many cigar cards, so you have to get them when you can. This old Trish speaker, I think this is a cigar, little Havana cigars. This is from 1914. It's a Cuban.
Man, now that's one of those ones. That's when you say don't smoke them if you got them on the Cubans. You don't want to smoke that one. Don't smoke them if you got them. So. Yeah. Does anybody have that 1982 Fleer Littlefield reverse negative? 82 Fleer? That's like super rare.
I don't know that card.
It's really hard to find.
Oh, Littlefield? 82?
Yeah, Littlefield from 82 Fleer.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, you do? That's cool.
I 82 Fleer, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I have all the negatives. Phil Gardner. There's a Phil Gardner error. There's a one. What was his name? Man, I have that in a binder sitting around here. There's a bunch of Eckelberg or something.
That is true, Nate. You're right. It never disappoints. Never disappoints.
I don't know where that album is, but I have it. That was 82, man. I loved those Donruss Fleer. You know, when they first came out, we were so excited there was something other than Tops to collect.
Oh, I know. That Ichiro, is that a Donruss Diamond King or I can't tell.
Yeah, Donruss Diamond King's season stat line.
Nice. Is that numbered? Is that a short print?
Yeah, it's out of 159.
Man, that's awesome, dude.
It's funny.
Oh, Dave's here. Dave's midlife card crisis, dude. Yeah. What's up, Dave? We got Dave back to back. We got Amish Dave right here behind him.
We were talking about the 2020 Tops update. Well, they got the this Ichiro. This is a short print.
That's 2020, right? You said update?
Yeah.
Nice.
So then they got. So this is the No, I'm sorry. This isn't the short print. This is the super short print. So then they got, for the first time ever, the super short print.
What in the world is that? Is that Ichiro? I can't tell.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh wow!
I guess it's like they made one for him being the. Remember when they called him the special assistant when they kind of semi-retired or however they did that. But yeah, so now they got the base. They got a short print, a super short, or a super short print, and then a super short print.
Man, they're getting ridiculous now, dude, with the super short prints.
Yeah, Yep.
There's a Gary Oval.
Post Nolan Ryan.
Post Nolan Ryan, dude. I love it. Yes. I love it.
Yes. Thank you, John.
I can kind of hang on that one. I got stuff here. That one. This is probably my only way I can even attempt to. Here we go. We got the Cal Ripken Jr. Drake.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I love the Drakes, man. Love the Drakes.
This is a 1983. So there you go. It's a 8.5. You don't see those half grades by PSA too often anymore. So
yeah, I got another one for Joey. Here's how about one of these travel games, the classics, with the kid.
Oh yeah, nice.
Nice. Is that 89?
You got these? I don't even know what year it is. Man, I remember. I still have the classic game from that very first one that Bo Jackson was in with his football uniform, swinging the bat. You know,
yes, a green border. Green border, I think, right?
That was awesome.
My friends and I are like grown men going around the toy stores looking for that game, like fools. But I still have that game sitting around.
Gary, I don't know. That's the first year of Drake. This is a 1983. I don't know if that's first year of Drake or not. To be honest with you, I'm the last person to probably know that. But
all right, so John, I've got my next PSA card that I want to go along with these three right here. So we got the Bobby Cox rookie. Got Tony La Russa, 72 tops. Of course, Joe Torre from the Milton Bradley game. So all three Hall of Fame managers that played for the Braves. How about I just learned that Billy Martin has his 1961 tops is for the Milwaukee Braves. He played for the Braves for 1 year. And I need to get that card to add to this little group right here.
61 Billy Martin.
61 Billy Martin. Yep.
Wasn't that like Frank Robinson played for the Dodgers for
yeah.
Like something like that? Like you didn't even know it. Like he has one card in the set or whatever.
Yeah, he has that 72 traded card in a Dodgers uniform. It just looks odd.
Yeah.
It's a nice card. Hey, Jason, are you able to pull up that PSA report that we did the other day?
Yeah, I can go back and pull it up here. I gotta get my notebook. 1 second.
If it's not a hassle.
Why? What's it? Yeah, I can go get it. Give me 1 minute.
Here's a Babe Ruth from Germany, 1932.
Oh, wow.
What year is that?
1932.
Oh wow. It's insane.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite booth cards of all time. Really, kind of a unique image that you don't see.
Yeah. Yeah, I went through a phase about 20 years ago. Was picking up tobacco cards of golfers.
Oh yeah, I have those.
Yeah, 20s and 30s. But you were talking about buying overseas, but I could only get that stuff back then, really, from Europe or New Zealand.
Right. Yeah. That was. I got into golf cards. Hold on. Yeah, I got into golf cards back. When was that? In early 2000s, and yeah, it was tough to find those.
Yeah. Bobby Jones. I got quite a few Bobby Jones, but they were so cheap, I just couldn't pass them up. Oh yeah, nice. Tom Morris
from 1902. Yeah.
I've got that card.
Here's a Bobby Jones rookie card.
Oh, yep.
Bobby
Nice.
Jones here. What else we got? Jack Nicklaus.
Nice. Do you have the Don Russ? Is 81 Don Russ?
Yeah, I have that one, and I have this one's probably his rarest one. Right here. It's from 73.
I'm pulling it up now, dude.
Is that an old Panini?
Yes. No.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a Panini.
Okay, nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, this is I love this card.
I want to get the Tiger Woods Sports Illustrated one day.
The Tiger Woods Sports. Oh yeah. I have a couple of those. I love that card.
Yeah, that's a tough card.
Yeah, it is. It's cooled way down. It's nowhere near as hot as it was during his heyday.
Right. It's
all right, I got
a little bit of steam, though.
Oh, can you?
I'm ready, John.
All right, the 1922 W575-1.
1922. All right, 1922 W575-1. One moment, please.
See, when somebody says, "Let's look at some cards," that's my thing, man. I love to look at some baseball cards.
Yeah. That's even the start of your song, of your videos and everything. I said, like, let's look at some baseball cards.
I love to look at golf cards, football cards.
All right, so 1922 W575-1, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I got it pulled up here. It's loading right now. Is that the Walter Johnson, correct?
Yeah. Can you show that screen?
Right. I'm sorry?
Are you able to show the screen?
Oh no, I can't show the screen, unfortunately. I don't know how I could do that on my phone because I'm not doing it on my computer, I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I mean, I could show it on my Kindle or on my notebook, but I don't have the ability to show it on here.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Well, the picture on there, because it's a pop 1, right, for PSA. The picture of that card is this.
Right.
Wow.
That's yours, right?
Yeah. It's the only one they ever graded.
Holy cow. Wow.
They're just really cool. I'd really get a kick out of looking at them together.
It's so cool, dude. It's amazing. Yeah, man, that is awesome, man.
John, shout out to Walter Hagen.
Oh, nice. Walter
Yeah,
Hagen, he's a classic, man. He would spray the ball all over the place, and he said 3 bad shots and 1 great one still makes par.
Yeah. Another Bobby Jones.
Oh, nice.
Now, I'll ask you, John, do you happen to have any of the baseball player who played for the Yankees, the catcher, and then did the movie about the catcher and the spy, and he was actually a spy during World War II? Mo Berg. Do you have any of his stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, Nate, that comment you just put up there about Babe Ruth's time with the Braves, so disappointing. I wish you'd have had a better experience with them.
Yeah, I know. They pretty much. I heard that they pretty much. Oh, nice. There it is.
That's
That
play ball.
is a 48 play ball.
1940.
Oh, 1940. Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that they use them just to bring people into the stands, Joey. They just use them as a name recognition, and they promise him to be a coach or a manager, and then they didn't really do it.
Yeah.
That's your Braves for you.
I know.
Man. Oh, is that another Mo Berg?
No, this is Stallmeyer Franks.
Oh, that's
Campanella.
Roy Campanella. Okay, yeah.
These are pretty rare.
Man, that is crazy, dude.
It's a great picture. I like good images.
Yeah, that's a cool shot. Here you go.
Wow. Who is that?
Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones.
That's Bobby Jones?
Yep.
What's that from?
WAAC Churchman, Men of the Moment.
Oh, okay.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those golf cards.
Do you know that he was never a professional?
Right. Amateur the whole, yeah.
Yep.
Lawyer.
Yep.
Man.
Who has this guy?
Eddie Goodell.
Wow. Yeah, was he like a midget or something? Is that right?
Had
He
one
was a small person, put in
at bat,
a publicity stunt. He had one at bat. And he
one
walked.
at bat.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. What?
That was a Bill Vick idea, wasn't it, John?
Wasn't he supposed to be there just to try to get it was like a sideshow kind of almost thing, wasn't it? Like bring him out there.
That's what Bill Vick did. I mean, he did stuff like that. He did Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park that got out of hand. And he also did the Eddie Goodell thing when he was with, I guess he owned the St. Louis Browns at the time.
Wasn't he the one? Isn't he the one that came up with the shorts for the White Sox?
Yes. All kind of weird things. Just anything to get people butts in the seats.
Any Packer fans?
I know there's probably somebody in here that's a Packer fan.
I got a nice Tony Canadeo.
Wow. That car looks pretty nice.
Yeah, looks awesome.
When he retired, he was the second all-time rusher in the NFL upon his retirement.
Wow.
Behind another Packer. How about Jesse Owens?
Wow.
What year is that car?
Oh, these are from the late 20s. I believe 28. And I think this is for 28 too, Joe Louis. Of course, if you want to go way back, you got Jack Johnson.
Man.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's so cool.
How about Ben Hogan? You got any Ben Hogans?
I think I do. Let's see here. I gotta get all my golf in just like a little box.
Harry Varden, who they named the Varden grip.
Yep.
Varden grip.
The Varden trophy.
Not to toot my own horn, gentlemen, but I just looked this up on the PSA pop. This is the first time I ever did anything like this. And I got me this Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's a pop of 1 Jim Mint 10 from his Japanese playing days on the BBM 2001.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you all are jealous now. Watch out, Babe Ruth. I'm coming for you. Or Walter Johnson, like that. All right, I'm going to stop looking at this. I just was like, I have to find something that'd be hilarious.
My favorite athlete of all time, Secretariat. Big Red.
Secretariat.
Favorite athlete of all time right there.
Do you have her phone number?
Secretariat.
Right.
What?
Aren't they females?
No, they're males. There's very few fillies that race.
Oh, okay. I thought they were all females. So the Kentucky Derby is all male horses, all thoroughbreds.
Yep.
Okay. What's the one where they were talking about the fillies? Something like what racing is about? Something about the fillies. What do they call that?
The Philadelphia Phillies? I don't know.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh man,
I'm sorry, Ray.
Oh man, poor Ray.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
Yeah, Jack Johnson for the win.
Harry Varden.
What is that? Jack Johnson? What year was that card?
This is 1910.
So that was that playing days, right?
Mecca sticker.
Or boxing days or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, dude. Now, how did you come across that? Is that an eBay find, or did you pick that up somewhere else?
You know what? I don't remember. I bought this so long ago, I don't even remember getting it.
What about that Jesse Owens?
Same with that. I've had these for at least 2 decades.
Man. Did you see that movie about Jesse Owens? I can't remember the name of it, but it's called Race. Did you check that out?
No, I didn't, but I'd like to.
Yeah, it's really good, man. I did not know anything about him aside from the obvious thing that he went to Germany and raced against Hitler, his people and all that. And I was just blown away by that story. I'm sure some of it's Hollywood, but I mean, it was pretty impressive, that whole story about him. He ran against.
I don't know if they showed this in the movie, but he did something funny. I gotta show you.
Yeah, let's see this.
Is John fixing to run a sprint?
I know. He's getting his steps in today with all that running back and forth.
He's getting his starting block out, I think.
All right, well, Ray pulls the trigger on his gun. He'll be ready to run. Any kid chocolate, John? I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know what that is? Any kid chocolate? I never heard of that.
Okay, here you go. From the 54 Top Scoop. Did you know that Jesse Owens once raced a horse?
Yes, they had that in the movie. I did not know that until I saw the movie. He actually raced a horse.
Well, yeah, it was a horse with what do you call it? With the jockey in the back, harness race. He raced
harness racing.
Yeah, and he won.
Oh, that was crazy. Like I heard later in life, like he, ended up having like menial jobs, and he ended up having like a rough end of his life. Like he wasn't treated like the star he should have been treated like.
Oh,
it was pretty rough for him. Yeah, I mean, if I understood the movie correctly, and again, how much do I know? But Gary asked, do you have any kid chocolate? Does that make sense to you, kid chocolate? I never heard of that before, but he asked. I didn't know. Any kid chocolate, John? That's what he asked.
Why is that sounding so familiar to me? Who did they call that? It's escaping me.
Yeah. What about Jim Thorpe? You got any Jim Thorpe cards?
Yep.
There we go. Off to the races.
Let's just start coming up with random people and just watch John take off and go find stuff.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, do you have any Danny Ainge rookie cards from 1981 Fleer or whatever? Like that.
Okay, so I got this Jim Thorpe.
Oh man.
55 All-American. But then I have this. This is from way back. I think it's 1916. It's a photograph of the Giants with Jim Thorpe on there in the back.
Wow.
You really can't find a lot of Jim Thorpe stuff in baseball, and of course the one card I know of, the baseball card of his, is goes for tens of thousands. I think it's very expensive.
Now, isn't there some story with him that he played baseball or something with no shoes?
I don't know about that. No.
Okay, I thought I had heard something where they said he didn't have any shoes. He couldn't afford shoes or he didn't have any shoes. So
I don't know.
Man.
You know where he's
Jim
from?
Thorpe. I think he's a Native American, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
No, but where he grew up.
I don't know where he's from.
Jim Thorpe, PA. That was kind of a trick question.
Oh, really? He's from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, they renamed the town after him.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
Man.
John, you have the Bobby Jones Gowdy?
I don't. I do want that one.
Yeah, me too.
But hold on.
Why didn't you say that?
And we're off.
He didn't have the Gowdy, but he does have.
He actually has Bobby Jones. He's there.
He's got Bobby Jones' ashes. He's going to get his ashes.
He's like, I got the next best thing, Ray. I don't have the car, but I got him right here. I got him here in an urn. He signed it before he went into the fire. He signed it.
Okay, so I don't have that one, but I have this. Is pretty cool. This is a wrapper from that set.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a great condition, too.
Here's the Gene Sarazen.
Nice.
Here's Ty Cobb.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
That's beautiful.
Here's Walter Hagen.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
And how about this guy? Who knows who this guy is?
Is that Rocky Mal something or whatever his name is?
No, that's
Rocky.
Duke, the famous surfer.
Oh.
You know,
Oh,
Duke?
my gosh.
You don't know the Duke.
I know Duke of Earl, but that's it.
Any hockey fans? I got some hockey cards.
Oh, we got Mark Stoff Investors here. Man, dude.
Hey,
We need to do this once a week.
Tarzan, the original Tarzan.
Oh, my gosh. We got to do this like once a week so John can just show off his cards on here. We just sit in here, we all just ooh and all over your collection, dude. That's amazing. It really is amazing.
I have a problem because I love when people come over. I just start pulling stuff out. I love showing
Oh,
stuff.
of course, dude. Why have it if you're not going to show it off? I mean, I completely agree.
I try to do that, and I try to do the
this.
same thing. I turn around, I'm the only one in the room.
Well, hey, I can guarantee you, Ray, if I come into your house, you won't be able to get me to leave. I'm gonna come and live there and just let the Ichiro just wash over me.
Come on
Trust me.
down, man.
Yeah. So I had I was talking to the president of the Charleston River Dogs, and we were talking about possibly housing some of my collection there, like doing a an exhibit, right? So he comes over with another guy from the organization, and they're doing a tour, and I'm like, this is a rare card. Here's a rare Honus Wagner. Here's a rare card. This is from 1895 or whatever. And he's disinterested because this is the one thing that he was enamored with. This old sports card locker, because he had one as a kid.
Wow.
I got the biggest kick out of that. That's the one thing he just kept going back to.
That is
It's
so
like,
cool.
It's like a card museum in here, all the things I had when I was a little kid. I'm regressing.
Of course.
All right, so John, I'm fixing to have to get off here and get to bed. As teachers have to get up early in the morning and educate our youth.
Yes.
Send me off to bed with a sweet dream of Hank Aaron 54 tops. I know you have one. Can I see your Aaron rookie card?
He probably's thinking which one.
What grade is that, John?
That's it's a 2.
It's great looking too.
Man.
That's a great looking too.
I buy all my cards based on looks, and this 2 looks nicer than many 4s and even some 5s I've seen. It's a beautiful looking card.
Thank you.
At least a 2.8. At least a 2.8.
It should be at least a 2.1, man. Good 2.1.
No, it looks great, dude. It is surprising. I know you, and I think like Dave said this before, and I'm sure others. It's always like buy the card, not the grade, and it's so true. Like, you look at it, you just say, hey, am I happy with the way this looks? Either the colors, the registration, the corners, whatever it is that you're looking for that specific car that maybe you had issues in the past, or it has a historically bad, centering or whatever. If you find one that makes sense for you, you don't care what the grade is. You're like, I'm getting this card. I think that's like such a great thing.
I'm like that. I really don't care about the grade. I care about the card. I collect cards. I don't collect slabs. That's what I would say. Because I'll tell you, I've had cards that I had doubles of, and I love the lower grade, but I got a higher grade one, so I sold the lower grade one, and man, I regret it. There's many cards I regret getting rid of the lower grade because I actually like the lower grade one better than the higher grade one. But when grading first came out, I felt like I had to keep the higher graded one.
Sure.
Even if it wasn't the one that necessarily had the best eye appeal to me. You know what I mean? I don't do that now. I'll sell the higher graded one now. I keep the one that I like.
Right. Well, I know a lot of people always say, sell the 10s, collect the 9s or whatever,
Yeah.
And it's, and I think that makes lots of sense because if it's vintage, like you said, you might have a 5 or a 6 on whatever the card is, but the 4 looked better. The 4 is better. So why get rid of the 4 and then have the 5, but the 5 just doesn't work for you. It just, it's a little bit just whatever it is. You can't put your finger on it maybe, but you just know this doesn't look as good as the 4. So,
I had a Michael Jordan rookie card in a 2, and I liked it better than my 7.5. And I regret getting rid of it. I should have sold the 7.5 because the 2 looked beautiful to me. It was like the nicest 2 I've ever seen. So I should have kept it. You should collect. You need to like the card. You should like looking at it. It should speak to you. It should be. I often buy cards that might be beat up or off center stuff just because for whatever reason they just speak to me. Like I just like the look of it. You know what I mean?
I think you've encouraged people when we finish up this live stream. Everybody's running to eBay and blowing money right now after this live stream because you've encouraged so many people to go and get these cards and look into more stuff and look at the cards. There's gonna be all kinds of slabs being bought tonight. I got a feeling.
Well, it was fun. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome, dude. What is that, real quick, Ray?
It's from 1900. It's Grenadier cigarettes. They did a set for golf terminology.
You need to do some videos where you're showing those cards off, Ray.
Yeah, this one's called A Fair Lie. But yeah, they got a little set. But yeah, it's my oldest one, 1900.
Hey, Ray, have you done any videos with those?
I haven't. I did a response video for Nate probably about 2 years ago. I showed some off. I haven't showed any others off, though. I need to do one.
Yes, you do.
You need to do one. You need to let me know when you do that. You have a bunch of cards there I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I got a whole box full of all kinds of different ones, different countries.
I'd love to see those.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
If you get John Mangini excited, you got to do it.
I love that.
All right, guys. Well, hey.
Yeah.
We'll end it there. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. John, Joey, Ray, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, enjoy it, guys.
See you guys. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
Bye now.